You probably took one good look at Toji Fushiguro and thought, damn, I really want to be like that guy. Minus being broke, the child neglect, as well as the gambling addiction. Okay, maybe a little bit of gambling addiction. There's a reason this guy blew up in popularity overnight. And it's not just because he's a badass bounty hunter voiced by Dio, but it's also the fact that he is built like an absolute unit with his incredible physique. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can build a physique just like Toji at home with 0 weights. Now, Toji in the show doesn't have any cursed energy due to his heavenly pact. In exchange of cursed energy, he has heightened senses and increased strength and speed. Now, as a result, he has a super amazing physique. Looking at his physique, one of the defining features that he has is that incredible V-taper, aka wide shoulders, little waist. And you can see a lot of that comes from his back. He has super enormous lats. You can see them from the front, and that's what's accentuating that V-taper the most. Of course, he's also got some pretty big boulder shoulders as well that really pop out of his tight black t-shirts he wears all the time. Of course, we can't forget about the chest. Super defined all around, upper, middle, lower chest. Really pops out. Let's also not forget to talk about his massive arms. I'm not just talking about his biceps and triceps. Toji has massive forearms. Very thick, which is great. Forearms really add a lot to the physique. Somebody with massive biceps and triceps, but tiny forearms, it doesn't look aesthetic, doesn't look that great. So Toji obviously has to train forearms. Since Toji's always wearing those baggy pants all the time, we don't really see his legs in the show, even when he's wearing regular pants. We don't know what his legs look like, so we can just skip legs. Psych, you thought we were gonna skip legs? Hell no. Toji has to train legs. Look at the way he jumps around Gojo with absolutely no effort at all. He has to train legs. He's at least putting his squats in. At least. Now, the routine I'm gonna show you follows a pull, push, leg split. So 6 days a week, 1 movement per day, 1 day of rest. Starting with the pulling movements, we have to talk about the bread and butter of calisthenics training, and that's the pull-up. Now the pull-up is going to work, obviously, the lats, the upper back, but it's also going to target the rear delts as well as the biceps and a little bit of the forearms, training that grip. For these pull-ups, we're going to take a wider hand width so we can put even more emphasis on our back. When we pull up, we want our tempo to be fast on the way up and slow on the way down, controlling that negative. Now, of course, you're going to need something like a pull-up bar in order to do wide grip pull-ups. But if you don't have a pull-up bar or you just don't want to buy one, go to your local unfinished basement, grab one of the exposed girders at your ceiling, and pull away. Another alternative, go outside, touch grass, find a nice local playground that has some monkey bars. They will work perfectly as pull-up bars. All right, so building that back thickness, we want to do some form of rowing. Doing body rows or Australian pull-ups will do that job nicely. Now, you can do them on the bar with no support for your feet, but these tend to be really hard, especially for beginners. So what I recommend doing is taking some rings, attach them to your pull-up bar, and doing rows that way. If you don't have rings, most people don't, take a broom or a mop, prop them on a couple chairs, and do your Australian pull-ups that way. Moving on to the arms, isolating those biceps, we're gonna do curls on rings, or if you have that broom and chairs, we're gonna do them on the broom and chairs. To isolate the forearms, we're gonna do false grip hangs. If you don't know what that is, it's basically putting your entire hand or your wrist onto the pull-up bar and holding it. It really works the forearm flexors. This is a particularly difficult exercise for beginners, so I recommend either doing regular dead hangs, but if you're up for the challenge, use one hand to grab the pull-up bar as the supporting hand, while your other hand does the false grip. This will work 1 arm at a time, and it's much easier than doing 2 arms at a time. Now, a typical pull day for this workout will be 3 sets of 8 to 10 pull-ups, 3 sets of 10 to 15 for the body rows, 3 sets of 15 to 20 on the bicep curls, and 3 sets of 10 to 15 seconds false grip hangs. Let's move on to push. This is going to be targeting our shoulders, our chest, and of course our triceps. The first exercise is going to be pike push-ups. This is going to put more emphasis on our shoulders because it emulates the shoulder press. Now, you can do these on the floor if you're just a beginner, but if you're a little more advanced, you can elevate your feet on a couch or maybe a couple chairs. And if you're really advanced, you can do handstand push-ups against the wall. Moving on to the chest, we want to target all parts of our chest, our upper, middle, and lower. We're going to do that with push-ups and dips. Now for the upper chest, we want to do elevated push-ups, our feet elevated above our hands. This is a lot better if you have parallettes to go really deep into the push-up, but if you don't have that, the floor works just fine. Regular push-ups, they're gonna work that mid-chest, and dips is gonna really target that lower chest. Now to isolate those triceps, we're gonna be doing tricep extensions on the floor. Now for pushing, I like to do 3 sets of 10 to 15 pike push-ups. If you're doing handstand push-ups against a wall, I do recommend going lower on the reps, maybe 3 to 5 reps. It is a more difficult exercise than pike push-ups. For push-ups, I like to superset my incline push-ups with my regular push-ups. So I'll start with incline push-ups for 15 reps, and then I'll go back down to regular push-ups for maybe 10 to 15 reps. And I would do this for 3 sets. Dips, I like to do sets of 10 to 20. And for tricep extensions, I like to do 3 sets of 15 to 20. Moving on to the legs, targeting the quads and the glutes, we're gonna do pistol squats, AKA the one-legged squat. Now this exercise can be difficult because of the balancing component. So if you have trouble keeping your balance while doing pistol squats, I recommend holding onto a wall or a chair or anything that'll give you support, so it can take the balance component away and you can be doing more reps per set. The next exercise I like to do is jumping squats. This is really gonna work on that explosivity and power for your legs. To isolate the quads, reverse Nordics work perfectly. Using a yoga mat or some sort of soft surface to protect your knees, you wanna lower yourself as low as you can go, getting a really nice stretch on the quads. To isolate the hamstrings, we're gonna do, I don't know what it's called. I call it the isometric hamstring. You put your feet below some heavy object like a couch or a bed and lower yourself by the hip to about 90 degrees and then go back up. This is more of an isometric exercise for the hamstrings, but it really does work to fatigue that muscle. For legs, I would go 3 sets of 10 for the pistol squats, 3 sets of 10 to 15 for the jumping squats, and for both the reverse Nordics and the isometric hamstrings, I would go 3 sets of 10 each. Thank you guys so much for watching my first video. If you want to check out my latest video, which may or may not be there just yet, click right here. I'll try to upload a video like this every week, giving more calisthenics advice and different workouts you can do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong out there, friends. Very thick.